All right, folks, gather around. Today, we're diving into the latest chapter of How Low Can They Go, starring our favorite Trump deranged politicians and their delusional cheerleaders, Democrat supporters. You won't believe the levels of absurdity happening in liberal cities across America. Spoiler alert, they're out here giving illegal migrants pro tips on how to dodge ICE. Yes, you heard that right. How to avoid getting deported for dummies. Coming soon to a bookstore near you. Know their rights? How about we start with know the law? You know that thing they broke to get here? Oh, but no. In liberal land, laws are just friendly suggestions. It's like a Monopoly game. Go directly to Sanctuary City. Do not pass ICE. Do not collect accountability. Next thing you know, they'll be handing out free hide from ICE starter packs, a map of underground tunnels, a burner phone, and a list of safe houses sponsored by Starbucks. No ICE, no hate. Lady, what's next? No cops, no crime. I hate to break it to you, but pretending the problem doesn't exist doesn't make it go away. It's like ignoring your credit card debt. It'll just get bigger, louder, and eventually it's knocking on your door with handcuffs.
Waking up to news that mass deportation started today, so if you're an immigrant, please know that you have the right and share this to everyone that you know so everyone's aware. You have the right to remain silent. If ICE knocks on your door, you don't have to answer it. Do not consent to any searches if they do not have a warrant signed by a judge. They don't even have the right to be in your property, so please remain silent. Do not sign.
If you're trying to learn Spanish in 2025, the two most important words for you to learn are la migra. La migra. Okay, let's say it one more time. La migra. That means ICE or immigration. You see ICE on a vehicle, that's not the ice that you put in your drinks. That's the ice that ruins people's lives. So you are going to yell La Migra as loud as you can and maybe cause a distraction. Help buy them some time. You can also say La Migra llegando, which means that they're coming or they're here.
Please stay strong.
My immigrant mother just called me on the phone innocently asking me if she should start carrying her passport in case they start doing mass to prove that she's a citizen. That's so sad.
Hey guys, ICE raids start on Tuesday, so La Migra. La Migra. You see ICE, you shout that at the top of your lungs.
Let's now bring in Ron Vitello, retired Director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement and a former U.S. Border Patrol chief. Ron, welcome back to the show. As Xavier was just laying out, Democratic leaders said they have spent months preparing for another Trump administration. Several of them are just saying, thanks but no thanks to mass deportations. How's that going to go for them, Ron?
I hope it doesn't go well for them. I hope that the Justice Department engages with cities like Los Angeles, the mayor of Denver, which I think was in the first segment, about sanctuary cities. What are they doing? Who are they protecting? Who are these mayors and governors of these blue states? Who are they protecting? They're protecting people who chose to come to the country illegally for whatever reason. Then they got arrested in local cities and towns for a crime they committed against the citizens in that city and town. And so in comparing the protests against deportation actions for people who are criminals to Tiananmen Square is an insult to freedom fighters in China. It's an insult to the men and women of ICE and the frontline Border Patrol agents who took an oath to protect this country. It is still against the law to be president in the United States after entering illegal and not being inspected by an immigration officer. So I'm hopeful that we're in a situation where these cities find out that they're going down the wrong path. But if they don't, I hope the Justice Department engages. And
these cities are basically running their own versions of escape rooms. Except instead of solving puzzles, you just have to yell, Trump is racist. 3 times and poof, free pass. And don't forget the complimentary participation trophy. And then Trump steps in like the strict parent at a rowdy sleepover. Lights out, kids. party's over. Naturally, the liberals freak out. It's like he walked in and unplugged their karaoke machine mid-kumbaya. How dare he enforce immigration laws? I mean, enforcing laws? In America? The audacity. Seriously, we've got mayors crying foul over ICE raids at fish markets. Fish markets. So now, illegal migrants are supposed to have safe spaces between the tilapia and the shrimp. I guess they're taking the phrase slippery fish literally. What's next? Sanctuary aisles at Costco?
I think that we should sue for equal protection.
Yeah.
That Americans, when they commit crimes, they should be able to be protected. Okay? Not really. Okay, now let's talk about this Governor Pritzker. He vows to protect illegals in his state from ICE. Now, the problem with that is he is protecting illegals in American cities where when ICE goes in, there is going to be a problem identifying them and putting Americans and police in jeopardy when they try to arrest them, not to mention that many of them are, some of them, what percentage are criminals already have evaded any kind of sentence and arrest or arrest and prosecution. But this is obstruction. It is violation of the federal law. It is violation of Article 2 of the Constitution. The Supremacy Clause requires that state and local enforcement comply with the executive branch immigration enforcement. Federal law prohibits state and local acts from resisting obstruction and failing to comply with lawful immigration commands. So let's be real clear about this. The fact that Joe Biden didn't think it was a crime, this guy was in la-la land the whole time. This stuff is a crime. And if we get to the point where we have to arrest governors and other officials because they prevent law enforcement from working with ICE, it's time to take a side. You're with the Americans or you're with illegals who need to be deported. The worst, 1.4 million already have deportation orders. And my last thought is this. 90% of those released into the interior failed to show up for asylum hearings. So don't give me this nonsense that they need asylum. We release them and they don't even show up. And of those who do, in 1 year, 54,000 were granted asylum out of millions who got that temporary asylum. Stop kidding yourselves.
You know, Jesse, imagine that I'm a police officer, and not the kind you see at strip clubs, and I'm arresting you. I'm going to arrest you because you broke the law. If I were a liberal, I would stop by your house and take your kids as well to jail because I don't want to separate you from your family. How soon before we hear the family separation hysteria that, oh my, so they expect you to arrest the whole family together. Why, you know, we would think that's barbaric if it were American citizens.
If they want to send everybody home to Guatemala, they can. They can get on the plane or they can stay here without their papa. I strongly disagree with Handsome Harold here. If there is a international sex trafficker in this country illegally, but he's hanging out by a school, Biden said you can't pick him up?
I meant kids, Jess. I didn't say that. I meant kids.
No, Harold didn't say that.
Why are you defending pedophiles, Harold?
No, we didn't.
Here's another carve-out they have in Biden's era. If you're worshiping, they can't pick you up. So you could be doing a satanic ritual. You could be slitting a goat's throat and guzzling its blood in the middle of nowhere, and ICE can't grab you. How about this?
The Vikings?
When there's disaster or an emergency response, ICE can't arrest a criminal migrant. So in LA County, everyone's untouchable. How about this? A wedding. So if you find El Chapo going to his brother's wedding, you can't pull him out of the service. Lastly, a parade, demonstration, or rally. That means if there was a criminal alien at January 6th, Biden couldn't arrest him.
And
That's
Trump
how
couldn't pardon
stupid
him.
it is. And Trump couldn't pardon him.
Right.
Listen, I get it. Everyone wants to be the hero in their own story. But this isn't a Marvel movie, it's reality. And the real heroes are the ones actually enforcing the law, not the ones giving out cheat codes to avoid it. So to all those politicians and their loyal minions helping people evade ICE, congratulations. You're officially on my Delusional Hall of Fame. The prize? A one-way ticket to Accountabilityville, once Trump builds the train station. That's all for today, folks. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Unless you're too busy hiding from ICE in a fish market. Catch you next time.